Hey everybody, I'm Alan.
And I'm Jeff, and together we are Dads Playing Games.
So today we're going to be talking about the recap of our first two battles. We'll be talking about some of the strategies that worked or didn't work in our playthroughs, and give a little bit of information about what went on after the game.
Right, and at the end of the video we're going to be giving some information for our channel going forwards and what's happening with our war bands as we progress. So stay till the end.
All right, so for the strategy of our game, what was something that one of your wizards, maybe a plan you had that didn't work so well?
Didn't work. I have a lot that didn't work so well.
Your enchanter do anything exciting?
You know, not really. They were pretty, just altogether rather ineffective in combat. It was if I remember right, the way that I had started them off, I hadn't grouped the starting teams appropriately, and so I had like two guys who were just kind of hanging out on their own, and they didn't get to activate when I wanted them to, and so that slowed down what I thought I was going to do. As well as a bad strategy I had was I didn't see one of your soldiers who was behind a building.
I'd forgotten about that guy.
Then they walked out, and not paying attention to the battle
21
is a big mistake. I think I grabbed some high ground that was very valuable, and I need to keep that up. Yeah, I think that was a fairly average battle.
Treasure.
What about with your other wizard? Anything with your illusionist that didn't go well?
So for my illusionist, I really like the idea of using fast dogs and then transposing them with the soldiers to get to treasure and get back. Ran into several problems with having to keep both in line of sight that didn't work out well all the time, so I had to abandon that idea somewhat quickly. The one time I was able to do a transpose worked really well. My hound went out next to a treasure and switched, and so that has a lot of potential to be a really strong spell, and I was happy to just test it with the hound and I forget which soldier. So that was really neat to use, even though overall it's limited, but at times it can be great. How about yours? Did you have any that didn't work?
Well, one thing that I noticed was for my thaumaturges, my plan was to cast Blinding Light, which I successfully did twice, maybe 3 times. But you passed will rolls before I could even do anything to take advantage of that.
Right.
So I learned a few things about when to cast that spell.
And maybe who to cast it on. Like a lower willed person might have more success.
Yeah, I was excited to cast it on a wizard because it affects their spell casting, but
right.
Might have to do it on somebody else next time.
That would have been dreadful if it had worked.
Something good that worked for them was Mind Control, which I think that spell is broken. But that spell helped out tremendously.
Right. Yeah, did your other team have any victories or defeat that you liked?
They seemed to do kind of all right, just kind of average. Nothing really jumped out as I made some mistakes as a player, forgetting my entire soldier phase. But as far as some good things that they did, I really liked the combination of Reveal Secret and Raise Zombie. That worked really well to just put a treasure out there they could get really quick. And they happened to get a Demon in a Bottle potion,
right?
That they used to great effect, and that worked well for them.
So next, I think it'd be neat if we talked about after the games, we had all these experience points, and not just what was done with them, but why. Why did you choose to do certain things? So like with one of your war bands, what did you do with your experience, and what was your reasoning for that?
Okay. So yeah, with my thaumaturges, with the experience table we're using out of the Maze of Malcor, you can max out at 300 experience per battle. And they actually maxed out, so they passed 3 levels. And I did three different things. I upped one stat. I gave them more health because they do a lot of empowering with their spells. And I increased the heal spell because they need to heal. And then I bought a spell. In the black market out of game, I got a grimoire for shield, which was nice because it's their primary school. And I found that I didn't really have any good spells to just cast when they couldn't see any bad guys. So I wanted a buff spell they could cast at the start of the battle. And so 3 different things that I think will help them quite a bit.
So for my illusionist, so during the battle, I lost the apprentice.
Oh no! A dead
apprentice. Which that was quite a blow. Awful. So I wanted to upgrade the health to make it harder to wear. The next apprentice will die. So that was step 1. And I also upgraded the ability to cast transpose so that I could use that spell more easily, more frequently. So then looking at the enchanter here, I also upgraded health because health is important. And in that one, I believe at the end of the game, I earned a treasure that was a grimoire. And I thought, maybe I should learn that spell. No, I'll just upgrade push. And how about your other warband? What did you do with your experience there?
So yeah, with my enchanters, they increased 2 of their spells. I increased reveal secret because having more treasures is great.
Right. And
I increased leap so that they could have one spell that they could use as frequently as they can and that can be reliable. Which brings us to our next thing, which is our bases. The bases are kind of specific. A lot of them are specific to one type of wizard or one spell. And so for these guys, I put them in a tower where it's easier for them to cast Reveal Secret. And then my other warband, I put them in a library just so there's a chance for them to find a scroll, possibly a grimoire. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, after my illusionist and apprentice died, I was really curious if I wanted to just scrap that whole warband and start over. After some discussion, I decided to keep with it, and I hadn't picked out a base for them yet. But for the enchanter, I went with the treasury just because I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty average warband, and having that little extra boost or potential boost would be a big benefit.
Make it back.
In the battles, did you lose any soldiers, or did all of yours make it through?
I think that I lost one. I think that one of the summoner's soldiers actually died. And I think that for my other warband, they just had some that were badly wounded, so they would lose a battle.
Lose a battle, yeah. And I had one that was similarly badly wounded. My thought was, as someone who's having to save up to pay off the student loans, you have to be as cruel and forthright as possible. So I'm kicking the guy out. What are you doing with your injured people?
Yeah, that's what I did with mine too. I decided to just simply fire them. I think I fired like a warhound and rehired a warhound. Yeah. But then with my other characters that died, I just simply took that opportunity to upgrade somebody rather than throw out somebody that's healthy, throw out the wounded guy, and call it good there.
Right, that's good thinking. Yeah, and I'm probably going to do a couple games before I get enough to afford a new apprentice, because they're not as cheap as a hound.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so now we have an announcement that we need to make. first off, we want to say that it's awesome that there's been a lot of positive feedback about our channel.
Right.
A lot of views so far.
Yeah, we've been really impressed. Like, we were talking about, man, it'd be cool if we ever got 100 views. And we did.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. And but we do have an announcement about some changes that we're going to have to make to keep this channel going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because as you can tell by the name of the channel, Dads Playing Games. We are both dads with multiple children. And we both work and are involved in other volunteer things throughout our towns. And so with all those time commitments, we're going to be changing up a little bit how we do things, just because as we've gotten into the channel, we've realized that our 90 minutes a week of time to dedicate to it isn't quite enough to get all that we want done. So Alan is going to be playing some solo campaigns. Mm-hmm. And do you want to talk about how that's going to go a little bit?
Yeah, I'll be putting out a video to kind of explain how the solo campaign is going to go. But basically, I've most of my experience with Frostgrave has been playing, just making 2 war bands and playing against each other, just here in my game room. And so I'm going to be doing some of that. I'll be creating 4 war bands so they can kind of mix and match. And hopefully I can keep that exciting with just one person. So that's kind of my plan there.
And I think that's a really valuable thing, because it is easier to play solo games than to pack everything, drive somewhere, or wait for someone to show up and play. If you can just put a game on the table and start playing, you're in good shape.
Oh.
And we will be continuing our war bands and taking them all, I don't know, for a long way, many levels. But the timing that it takes to do the filming of it and playing it is about 2.5 to 3 times as long as just playing it.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be looking at just playing it and then doing more recaps, probably similar to this, and we'll try and have pictures of the battle and doing a review of the various scenarios that we find in the official Frostgrave book or any of the subsequent books that have come since the core.
Mm-hmm. So let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on watching a solo campaign. Mm-hmm. We obviously want to put out content that people are interested in.
Right.
So let us know about that in the comments, or other things you want to comment about. And as soon as I have videos up for the solo campaign, I'll be linking those in the description of this video.
That's good, yeah. And if you guys would have enjoyed this, if you want to give a like or a subscribe if you feel like it, that would be great. Obviously, no pressure. Also, we'll have a link down below that is to our Facebook page. We'd love to be able to start interacting with some people who are watching our videos on a more personal level, more interactive than just us talking to a wall. That would be great if we could get to know some of our people out there. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much for watching.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Dad's Playing Games.